Okay, so let's go ahead. All right, I can see Laiwala connecting from Debbie. You're welcome. Somebody says, I just feel okay. I think that's fine. All right, so let's move on. Grab a note and a pen because you'll be taking a lot of notes. Yes, I can see Tango in the house. And she says, I think I just got to a point where I need to make a major decision based on dissatisfaction with my career. I've been there today, I've been there before. So please grab a notepad, grab a pen, and let's move on, okay? Let's move on. Yes, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes we feel stuck in different areas of our lives, even though things seem on the outward to be going on well, and everybody sees you smiling, they see you excited, or you seem to be excited, but you know exactly how you feel. So it happens. So yeah, Lemie is giving me an emoji. He's smiling, so he feels so excited. And yes, I'm happy for you. So grab your notebooks and your pen and let's kick it off right away. All right. Today, I'll be letting you know a couple of things. You'll be learning a couple of things. And I just want you to have in mind what you will be expecting, okay? So at the end of this meeting, at the end of this webinar, you will be going through a stage of self-discovery. You'll be knowing more about your lives. You know, it's funny how we just go through our lives, living one day at a time, and we never really take time to, you know, audit our lives, to ask ourselves what is working, what is not working. So this is one of the things you'll be learning about today. Next, we'll be talking about change implementation, because definitely for you to move to the next level of your life, you must be ready to make some changes. So we'll be talking about ways through which you can make these changes. We have to be bold about it. When you want to do a life audit, I tell you, you have to be bold, because so you'll be finding out some truths, you know, some things you felt were working. We'll be finding out and checking out, are these things really working? Are there better ways to manage my life? Are there better things I could be doing? So you have to be bold. Life audit is actually not for the faint-hearted, because you go through a thorough assessment of your life. Next, we'll also be looking at environmental signals, little things in our environment that maybe we have overlooked and we feel that they are not important, but I tell you, everything is important. So it's one of the things we'll be looking at, environmental signals that could be impacting our lives negatively. Also, we'll be looking at how to rank the needs in our lives. Yes, what do I need in my life? It's always, it happens sometimes where we confuse our needs for our wants. So we'll be making, we'll be checking both of them out side by side to know really where we should be and how we should live our lives. So what is a life audit? A life audit is a thorough assessment of every area of your life, of one's life. You cannot audit one part of your life and leave the other. So we're talking about your career, we're talking about your relationships, we're talking about your health. It involves taking a critical look, a thorough assessment of every area of your life, looking at your resources and the things that take up your resources. Some of your resources include maybe your time, your money, even your space. So it involves taking a look at where you are today with a view of where you want to be tomorrow. A thorough and critical assessment of every area of your life. So like I said, a life audit is not for the faint-hearted, is not for the weak-minded. Your mind must be open to assess every area of your life. You may be asking, why should I have a life audit? What's important about this life audit? And my response to you is this: why shouldn't you have one? People audit their businesses. People audit their companies, their organizations. And some of us have been part of these processes. So if you would audit a business, an organization, I tell you, your life is even more important and worthy of being audited. The reason why some people don't audit their lives is because it requires a high level of responsibility. It's easy for us to blame people for the things not working in our lives. Most people don't want to take responsibility for those things. But when you do a life audit, you expose them all. And I tell you, that is the only way for you to make progress in your life. So it's a path of self-reflection. You're reflecting. You're looking at the areas of your life. You're asking yourself those questions. It calls for you also to be true to yourself. There's no reason living a lie, especially to yourself. I think that's the worst of all. You may lie to people. You may present a front. You may present a front, something you want them to see, like a mask. But if you're not true to yourself, then you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And that's not a way to live. That's not the way to live. So you should have a life audit to help you know where you are. It can involve some soul-searching moments, digging deep, and you have to be honest. Like I said, you have to be true to yourself. It could lead you through the path of making certain decisions. Sometimes these decisions are difficult, but when carried out correctly, when carried out honestly, when carried out steadily, life audits can greatly be empowering and inspiring. They can cause that change in your life, cause that change in your business, and cause you from living a mediocre life to living a life of impact, a life of influence, a life that makes you even proud of yourself. I mean, you have just one life to live. So for me, I've decided to live it to the fullest. I want to live an exciting life. And that's why doing a life audit is important. In case you're still wondering, okay, now I know what a life audit is about. What are some of the benefits? Like I said, it helps you ascertain your progress. You may think you're making progress. You may think you're better today than where you were yesterday. Good. But what about your dreams? I've seen people, I've spoken with people who on the outside, they seem to be making progress. They have those dreams that are yet to be fulfilled. And so even though the money is there, even though they have the portfolio, the happiness is not there. Having a dream is good, but I tell you, your dream does not impress me. What impresses me is actually what you do with your dream. What is impressive is what you make of your dream. That's it. So a life audit helps you to ascertain progress. In what areas are you making progress in your life? Are those the areas you really need to make progress on? Are those the areas that bring you joy? Are those the areas that you find fulfilling? It also helps you gain clarity of what is going well and what isn't going well. Sometimes you think this thing is working, but yet it isn't working. It helps you identify areas needing change in your life. And like I said, you have to be bold about making those changes. I mean, what's the importance of identifying areas that need change if you don't go ahead to make those changes? Then our time together will actually be a waste. It also helps you accelerate your progress. Accelerate your progress. You can start today, but where you are tomorrow, where you get tomorrow is a product of what you've put in, how you've accelerated. That's why some people spend 5 years, they have nothing to show for it because they just keep going through life. It also help you gain self-mastery and growth. Yes, let me dwell on this a bit. Growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow will be better. If you are not growing, that means you're not expanding yourself, you are limiting yourself, your capacity, you're not stretching yourself. It helps you know your strengths, your weaknesses, that's self-mastery. It helps you make better choices. That's how to grow. It's not about the biological growth. Of course, there are people who are 30, who are 40, who are 50, but you can't compare where they are, even psychologically, mentally. You can't compare it with a child or a younger person of 25, of 20. So it's not about the chronological growth. It's about you growing in terms of your ability, in terms of your skills, in terms of your choices, in terms of knowing yourself. Life audits will also help you eliminate time wasters. Oh my God, there's so many things that take up our time today. So many things that take up our time. You know what you want to do, but somehow it's difficult you getting around to doing them. So you spend more time on the minor things and then leave the major things to other people to decide. The major things that will define the path of your destiny, define your life, you leave them. Why? Because you have so engrossed yourself with time wasters. So a life audit will help you take care of all this amongst others. So I believe we all know, or we're all sure now, that we need a life audit. Everybody wants to make progress. Everybody wants to make those changes. You want to grow. You want to eliminate time wasters. All this will help you live a better life, improve the quality of your life. Maybe you feel, okay, I think I'm fine with where I am today. I think I'm making those changes. I'm not a very ambitious person, or you think you know yourself so well. I want to share with us some questions we can ask ourselves. And like I said, a life audit requires that you are very honest, very open. Remember, I said a life audit is a path of self-reflection. You need a life audit if any of these things apply to you. Perhaps you've never done a life audit. Put it in the chat box. Have you ever done a life audit? Yes, no. Has anybody done a life audit before? Share with us. Have you ever done a life audit? So if your response is no, even if your response is yes, it's something you can do from time to time. It's not something you just do once and you say, oh, I've done a life audit and that's all there is to it, and so I'm fine. A life audit is what you do from time to time, especially when you're making new decisions, especially when you're in a new phase of your life. You also need a life audit if your life is on autopilot. Somebody says life audit, not exactly. Okay, that's fine. That's why we're here today. Any other person, has anybody done a life audit? Put it in the chat box. Yes, no, we're learning from each other. We're sharing. We're here to learn and improve the quality of our lives. You need a life audit if your life is on autopilot and you can't seem to help yourself. What do I mean by autopilot? Autopilot is where your life is just moving. You know how those trains are. You see those trains abroad and there's nobody really moving them that you can see physically from where you are seated, but the train is just moving. So if your life is on autopilot, you can't help yourself. It seems like you're just moving. People make decisions for you. You're not able to take ownership of your life. Then you need a life audit. I'm seeing people not really know, I've not done a life audit. Then it's important you do one. And I'm happy and proud of you that you're taking that step to do this today. You need a life audit if you feel overwhelmed and exhausted. You feel overwhelmed, mentally exhausted. You're not sure of what tomorrow will bring. Even thinking is burdensome. You're tired. There are sometimes I feel really overwhelmed, and I think many of us have felt, felt like that one time or the other in our lives. So you need a life audit if you feel overwhelmed, or you feel exhausted, or perhaps you just need more joy and fun in your life. I really want joy and fun in my life. It's something I do not take for granted. I want to have a lifetime. a nice time and enjoy myself. So a life audit will help you accomplish that. A life audit will also help you live more fully. Like I said, you have just one life to live. So why take it for granted? Why leave it for others to decide what happens to you? You live more fully, being excited. If you were to know that perhaps tomorrow is the end, what would you do today? It's a question you should ask yourself. What choices would you make today if you had perhaps just one day to live, just 1 year to live, just 5 days to live? Nobody prays for it, but it happens. It does. And that's where you hear of people having bucket lists. This is what I want to do. And so people have bucket lists most times when they know the end is near. That's the common practice. They come up with their bucket list when they feel, oh, it's about time, I'm down with an illness, with a disease and all of that. But you don't have to wait till then to live more fully. So this is one of the things you'll be getting from this webinar. Or you feel stuck and you lack direction. You're not sure of the next step to take. You just feel stuck and you can't seem to help yourself. Then you need a life audit. Or you're under pressure from family, pressure from friends, work, there's pressure everywhere. You end up doing what people want you to do and you hardly do what you want to do. Then you need a life audit. You can see the emoji there, very sad, and that's what pressure does to us. Or perhaps you do not feel fulfilled. You're tired, you just feel like there's more to it. There's more to it. And like I said before, I have been there. So it's nothing to be ashamed of that, okay, something is not working. You identifying what is not working is a step to fixing it. Unlike when you live a lie or you deceive yourself, you pretend, you live in a way that you just want people, oh, let everybody feel like everything is okay. No, that's not how to live a more fulfilling life. I've been there before on a job I wasn't excited about. And then doing this life audit helped me to know what was adding value to my life. It gave me the confidence to really separate the important things from the things that were not important. It helped me create that change I needed for growth. And I tell you, this journey has led me here, supporting people who are motivated to improve the quality of their lives. So I want you to give yourself a round of applause, even though I can't hear you. Give yourself a round of applause for choosing to do this life audit because you are motivated. The truth is, some people are not motivated to improve their lives. They are not. They are not excited about it. They just want their lives to keep going. No, they are not bold enough to take charge of your life. If you don't take charge of your life, someone else will. And they'll leave it for you. No apologies. So you must take charge of your life. So my sincere advice to you with a deep sense of love and respect is this. Don't wait till something goes wrong before you do a life audit. Like I said, I was going through the ranks, just going through the operations, going through the routines. I didn't take time to think about my life until I took ill and found myself in the hospital. I couldn't move and I was there helpless. And that's when I began to think. I began to ask myself some soul-searching questions. Don't be like me, please. Don't wait until something goes wrong. But even if something is wrong already, there's still hope. You can fix it just like I fixed mine. Your life is only as exciting as you make it to be. I think someone should write it down and always remind yourself, take ownership of your life. My life is only as exciting as I make it to be. So the ball is in my court. Even though I have some situations, some reactions, some people around me that I cannot decide how they react, I can actually choose my response, and that is the game changer. If I decide I want to live a more exciting life, What others will do or what they do, I'll play down on those things because I'm already focused on having an exciting life. So like I said, your life is only as exciting as you make it to be. So people, the ball is in your court. So take ownership. Someone put it there, I'm taking ownership of my life. Say to yourself, I'm taking ownership of my life. My life is only as exciting as I want it to be, and so I'm taking ownership of my life. I want you to just take a few seconds to think, if your life were to be exciting, what would it be like? Just think about it. You don't need to tell anybody. You don't need to share with anybody. But like I said, you need to be true to yourself. If you were to live an exciting life today, what is the number one thing that you would expect to see in your life? Put it down and just think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Like I said, a life audit will cause you to reflect deeply and ask yourself those questions. And it's important you answer those questions. Don't shy away from them. I have been there before, and this is where I am now, living a more fulfilling and a more exciting life. There are some steps to take for a life audit. Okay. Number one, I'll be going into all of these steps in details as we go on. Okay. Number one, you need to identify your mission. What's your mission? Why you are here? That's what your mission is all about. Why are you here? What are the things you desire from life? If you don't have a mission, how would you know where you're headed for? And how would you know when you even arrive there? So the first step is to identify your mission. I'll be treating them in details. Next, establish your core values. We all have core values. Core values are those important standards we have for our lives. Your wants versus your needs. Like I said, sometimes we confuse the two. So we'll be looking at how to differentiate both because we need to create a clear distinction between both of them. Next is a life analysis. You will have to analyze your relationships, analyze your career, perhaps your business, whatever it is that you do, even your environment, okay? And then the action plan, like I said before, it's not about your dreams, it's more about what you make of your dreams. Dreaming is cheap, honestly, everybody has a dream, but what you make of your dream is actually the game changer. It is the difference. So you need to identify your mission. We're into it now. Step one, identify your mission. I must stress that doing a life audit without a clear goal regarding how you want your life to align will not be effective in terms of living a life of improved quality. Okay, so you have to, you need to have clarity on your mission. Some people call it your calling, some people call it your vocation, some people call it, what else? Your raison d'etre. Your raison d'etre is your reason for existence. So you must have, first of all, have a clear idea of how you want your life to appear and feel afterwards. You must have it. It must be very, very clear. Very clear. And it's not a function of what people think or what people say. It's actually a function of what you want, taking ownership of your life. So it is a clear idea of how you want your life to appear and feel. How do you want your life to appear? How do you want your life to feel? This is about you. So first of all, you need to write out what your ideal life looks like. So we're taking these areas for this case study today, and you could actually expand it, okay, as it suits you. So your relationships, You're looking at your relationship, perhaps with your significant other, your spouse, maybe your children, your career, your environment, even your passions. Relationship, for example, like I said, if there is a deficit in one area, it affects all these other areas. Like I shared in my story, so I wasn't feeling, really fulfilled in my career. It was taking a lot of time. And it was also affecting my relationship, especially with my children. Yes, I wanted more time with my kids, but it was difficult because that excitement. So, coming back from work, you want to be so excited, full of joy, but you feel that emptiness. And before you know it, it creates like a stopgap. You're not able to express yourself in other areas of your life. So you need to write a list about what your ideal life looks like in your relationship. I can say, I want a more stable relationship. I want a relationship where, there's love, where there's sharing, where there's empathy. I want a career that recognizes my strengths. I want a career that gives me opportunity for growth. I'm able to express myself, is able to pay my bills, environment. So whatever it is you want, I'm talking about your ideal life. And also your passions. Write them down, write them down, write them down. You can actually write them down. Write them down. I'll give you a few seconds. Just think about them. In one word, using an adjective, you can just write them down. Or perhaps you give yourself, let's say your ideal life is a 10, right? Beautiful. That is your ideal life. And you have to be honest. I keep saying you have to be honest about this thing because that's the only way for you to know you're making progress. Next, you have to compare the two. That's comparing your ideal life with where you are today. So comparing your life, let's take the pictures we have on the slide. You have the red apple and you have the green apple. Compare them. So let's say your ideal life is the red apple. That is where you want to be. That's the 10/10. That's the 100%. That's your A game. And then the green represents where you are today. Perhaps you're telling yourself, let's say I'll give myself a 5/10. That's not bad. Or even a 1/10. But that's why we're having a life audit. It's not something to shy away from. So also write out the adjectives. You're doing these activities for yourself. It will help you sit back and actually, go through your life and see where those changes need to be made. Okay. So compare the two. And if you were to score yourself, let's say in your relationship over 10, if your relationship right now, yes, you're looking for the 10/10, but right now you're on 6, that's not bad. You can work on it. So is anybody open to share where they are now? Let's say by the time you put everything together in the chat box, are you 5/10 in terms of your reality today? What will you score yourself? What will you score yourself? What will you score yourself? If you have questions, please put it in the chat box. As we go on, we'll take your questions. We're doing a life audit. We're practicalizing it now. So what will you score yourself when you compare the two, your ideal life and your present, your current life? So let's say we're talking about your career today. The focus is on your career. What would you score yourself today? I'm looking out. I'm checking the chat box. Okay, yes, I'm seeing 7/10. Good. I'm seeing 5/10. Good, good, good. Let's have more responses. We're sharing with ourselves. Okay, I'm seeing 6/10, 6/10. Okay. You guys are doing well. At that point in my life, maybe I'll have scored myself like 3. Maybe 3/10. Okay, I'm saying 6, I'm saying 5, I'm saying 7. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, 6, I'm saying 6. Beautiful, beautiful. We're making progress. Now, the whole idea is to draw your attention towards aligning your actions with your goals, okay? Aligning your actions with your goals, with your activities, with the things you're doing now. So if I'm on a 6, let's say in my relationship, I should be asking myself, what do I need to do to get to the 10, which is my desire? And it's not about saying 10 is far-fetched. I believe strongly that it is actually a possibility. But if you feel like you're not good enough for it, then it's up to you. Nobody can change your mindset. It starts with your mind. But once you believe it's something that is doable or you're good enough for it, then it's better or it's easier for you to achieve them. I tell you a quick story. Some many years ago, it was my birthday, and I was out with my husband. And we got into the shop, and there was this outfit I really loved. And I tried it on, very beautiful. And he said, okay, I'll purchase it for you. It's a gift for your birthday. But I said, oh, when I asked how much it was, I felt it was too expensive. True life story, true life story. And I felt, no, this thing is too expensive. And he said something, he said, but you like it and it's your birthday. I want you to have it. Honestly, I rejected it. Not because I didn't like it. I loved it. I felt it was perfect. It was beautiful, but I felt it was too expensive. And he kept on encouraging me. I want you to have this thing. It's really beautiful. It's really nice. And I said, no, he said, but you like it. I said, yes, I like it. In fact, I love it. But I don't want it because it's too expensive. Guess what? The following days, it was a funny one, but very true story. The following day, somebody actually gave me that same outfit as a birthday present. That same outfit as a birthday present. And when I saw it, I was amazed. I was amazed. I said, wow. I felt this thing was too good. And it wasn't somebody else, somebody. I felt like this thing was too good for me. I felt like it was too expensive, even though I wasn't paying for it. But I couldn't get myself to even receive it. I think it happens to some of us, where we have good things thrown at us, opportunities, but we feel like, no, this thing is too much. This thing is too good. I can't handle it. If you do not think you are good enough for it, I tell you, it will pass you by. So you must believe that you are good enough for the 10/10 and work towards it. The value you place on your life will determine the value others place on your life. If you do not place value on your life, if you do not lift up yourself to that standard, it's not about being arrogant. It's not about being proud. It's about you telling yourself, it's about you having the mentality that I am good enough for the 100%. I am good enough for this thing. And then open yourself to possibilities. That was my story, very funny story. But I tell you, I won't make that mistake today. It can't happen again. Where I feel something is too good for me, or something is too, something I love, I value, is I'm not good enough for it. No, I've gone above that stage. I have grown, and that's why we all need to grow in all areas of our lives. So we've talked about your mission. That's step 1, identifying your mission. Identify why you're here. So then step 2 is for us to know our core values. It's important for us to know our core values. Somebody may be asking, okay, I've heard about core values. What are core values? Core values are the fundamental beliefs by which we live our lives. They dictate our behaviors, our decisions, our actions. They dictate generally how we live our lives, okay? And truly, consciously or unconsciously, they help us understand or distinguish between what is right and wrong. And that's why something could go wrong and somebody is so upset. Another person looks at it and says, I don't think this is a big deal. It's all about core values. It's all about the core values. So you must own your core values. You must identify your core values. You could have core values such as creativity. I want to be in a place, I want to mingle with people who help me, who bring out the creativity in me. It could be having a sense of family. It could be freedom, honesty, integrity, anything. These are your core values and you must own them. Don't take on board the core values that people place on you, but you must be authentic to own your own core values. So you must identify your core values. So tell me, what are your core values? I want to hear from you. I want to read from you. Put it in the chat box. What are your core values? No positive change will occur in your life. It won't even be lasting if you don't honor your core values. So I may be looking out for a job, and then if one of my core values is integrity, and I'm in an organization where they don't value integrity, naturally, I won't be excited in that organization. And it's not about how much I'm being paid. It's not about it. And that's why you find people, they earn so much, but the fulfillment is not there. So tell me, what are some of your core values? Okay, Tiango says integrity, good. Diligence, empathy, accountability. Okay, I see responsibility, respect. So for someone to flourish, definitely you must find yourself in an environment that breeds respect, that encourages responsibility, integrity. I want to see more. Share with us. We have more people on the platform. What are your core values? Honesty. Tony says honesty. And so for Tony to live a more fulfilling life, he must find himself in a place where there's honesty. Bukola says excellence. I say sincerity. I'm happy, a lot of us, sincerity, honesty, integrity, excellence, where things are done perfectly. I see freedom, where you're not caged, where you're not in a box, honesty. So these are core values. So when you do a life audit, you must own your core values. Do not leave your core values. Do not allow your core values to be trampled on. Somebody says excellence, love, respect. She wants to be in a place where there's love, where you feel loved. I see integrity, I see honesty. So you must own your core values. That's how to do a life audit. In all those spheres of your life, are your core values being honored? Because your core values, when they are not honored, they affect you emotionally, psychologically, mentally, physically. They affect you in every way possible. The important people in your life, if in case you don't know, you're not sure what your core values are, you can look at the people you admire. That's one way to find out what your core values are. The people you admire, why do you admire them? What do you see in them? What are their qualities? So when you identify their qualities, is a pointer as to what your own core values are, because you admire them because of those core values. Everyone must have a personal code of conduct. There are some things I wouldn't do. There are some things I live my life by. There are some things I will not compromise on. Integrity, for example. Responsibility, I take responsibility for my actions. So you must know your personal code of conduct. It's not enough for us to have the core values in our minds. We have to live our core values. That's how to take a life audit. Some of the examples of life audits of core values could be health and well-being. So some people will tell you, I cannot do anything. I cannot be in a place where my core values, such as health, where my health is taken for granted. Somebody says discipline. Somebody says humility, love, and kindness. Good. Own your core values and live by your core values. All right. So next is this, we have to analyze our relationships. Like I said, you have to review your relationships. That's the next step, reviewing your relationship, doing a life analysis. Your family, your friends, the groups you belong to, your associations, are they adding to you or are they reducing you? Do they align with your core values? That friend, that person who calls you, that colleague, those people you hang out with, do they promote your core values? The reason is this: if they do not promote your core values, they will wear you out and you find out that you are not satisfied. So in as much as we want these people in our lives, it's very important when you do a life audit that you check their place and the value they're adding to your life. If they're not adding values, then you don't need them in your life. There's something called selective association. Selective association. So even though they are family members, you may reduce the time you spend with them. No apologies, it's your life. So you must objectively look at your relationships with your family members, with your friends, with your colleagues. Are these things adding to me? There are some people that the much you could do with them is having them as a colleague, and it ends at work. Because allowing them into your private space, your personal space, messes up everything and reduces the quality of your life. Remember, the reason why we're doing this life audit is to enhance the quality of our lives. Please hang in there. I'm going somewhere. Next, you need to check, does your current job, that's in the life analysis. Remember, I talked about life analysis, your relationship one. Next is your career. Does your career align with your core values? We've been talking about core values. We're talking about mission. And look at how seek ways through which you can, link your core values to your work. You can link even your skills, those core values, creativity. If I'm not creative and I have my core value as creativity, it's going to affect my impact, it's going to affect my progress on the job. So it's very, very important that we analyze all of these things. See how you can integrate them into your life. So that is doing a life analysis as we progress on the life audit, okay? Next, you must do an environmental check. Your environment is very important in order for you to live a life that is filled, that has a high quality. Your environment. When you walk into your personal space, how do you feel? Does it bring you peace? Do you feel at peace? Or do you feel troubled? Or when it's time to go home, you start feeling sad. Oh man, I'm going home again. There's no peace, or there's no peace at home. That's an environmental check that you need to do. Or is your life cluttered? You have so many things hanging around. You can hardly find anything. Everywhere is just in a mess. Do a life audit and declutter your space. Your space must be invited. What do you want when you come in? What do you want? How can you make your space more peaceful? Do you find safety within your space? It could even be maybe your neighborhood. If you have to keep looking over your shoulder as you're walking, as you're going out, you can't go out for a walk. You can't go out for exercise or something. And these are things that are important to you, then you will have a problem. Enhancing the quality of your life demands that you do a check, an environmental check. Do a cleanup of your space. Check the lights, check the air. Check the air around, check the light around, check the life around, the people you have around your neighbor, around your neighborhood. Are there people that you're excited about? Or there are people who are so noisy? I've seen people who moved from certain locations because they had neighbors who were always fighting, so no peace. You come back in the evening from work and you're not able to just have a quiet time with your family. Because your space can actually increase your anxiety level. I'm sure you know that. Your environment can increase your anxiety level. It can increase your stress. And then if you work perhaps very far from home and you spend hours, you spend a lot of time commuting, it can actually negatively impact your life. So you may be earning more on that job, but because you have to travel to get there, you're actually reducing your productivity. So when you analyze, when you do a life audit, having a job closer home with maybe less pay may give you, more peace of mind and help you even live longer, because I tell you, stress, anxiety, worrying can actually shorten someone's lifespan. True. It has been tested. That's the truth. So do a cleanup of your space. Improve your environment. Do what suits you, what gives you peace around your environment. The next step is for us to do a physical and mental health check. Your health is important. Your physical health is important. Your mental health is important. And you should not take them for granted. So as you align your mission with your core values, aligning them with your beliefs, your passions, your environment, the people you work with, you need to check your mental health too. Check what you absorb into your heart. How are you mentally? What is your level? Are you stable? Are you worried? You need peace in your life. A life audit will help you do that. Physically, where am I today? Perhaps you need to be more fit. You need to exercise more. You need to eat right. It's important we make fitness a priority, but don't get too obsessed with fitness. Don't get too obsessed. And, there's some people who feel they have a low self-esteem. And so they keep working out, they're tired, they're not eating, they're losing strength, it's affecting them health-wise negatively. No, instead, set small achievable goals. You won't wake up on day one and say, oh, I just want to exercise. I've been in this webinar and I've been motivated and oh man, I just want to exercise. So today I'm hitting the gym and I'm doing 2 hours. Or today I'm doing push-up, I'm doing like 200. You've not even done 1, you've not even done 5, you've not even done 10. So people set small, achievable fitness goals. If you overstretch yourself, you will feel frustrated. You feel frustrated, and in the long run, you possibly just give up and say, oh, in fact, this thing is not for me. But you can work it out. It will work if you work it. So set small, achievable goals. The next step is for you to do a digital reset. What do I mean by digital reset? In our modern age, we need this digital reset. We're bombarded on social media every day. We're bombarded in and out. These are some of the things that take most of our time. And sometimes the things you need to do, you leave them undone. Some of us can hardly have a good day if we don't have our phones on us. Yes, it's an important tool for business, it's an important tool for communication and all of those, but you must control it. Do not allow the digital age to control you. That's the reason why some people feel stuck. Oh, and I don't have time for my family. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for the important things. And they're in all sorts of groups on social media. They're attending all sorts of things that do not add value to their lives. So it's very important that you do what I call a digital reset and a digital detoxification, where you actually prioritize. What time do I want to spend on the phone? What time do I want to spend on my system? What time do I want to spend on social media? What are the sites I want to visit? When you're sure of your mission, when you have clearly stated your core values, your mission statement, everything is clear, what your expectations are, your goals are, you now begin to sift through all those things, all the extra information that are coming. Do I really need these things for my next level? Do I really need them for the life I want to live? That's how it happens. And that's why it's important for you to do a digital detoxification. Science has proven that a digital detoxification increases productivity, it increases positivity, regulated sleep patterns. Some people are on social media so late at night, and they wake up in the morning, so they sleep late, they just have like 4 hours of sleep every night, they wake up, they are tired, so they go to work already tired. Of course, it will negatively impact your productivity. So it's important you do a digital reset. Now, the final and the most important step, people, is for you to have an action plan. So we're doing a digital reset. We have our core values stated out. We have our mission statement stated out. We have our mission, we have our life mission stated. The next thing is for you to have an action plan. And that's what I'm calling on you to do with a deep sense of love and respect. Because if you do not have an action plan, our time together is simply information. You just got the information. It's not the knowledge that liberates, it's actually applied knowledge. So if you know these things and you do not apply them, I tell you, the quality of your life will not improve. You will be where you are. You will be where you have been 5 years ago. It's not just about what you know, but it's what you do with what you know. So it's time to have your action plans. Have action plans. So I believe, or after now, you take out time to analyze your relationships. Now it's time for you to have the action plan. This is where I am now, 5/10. What are the actions I need to take to get to 10/10? Have your action plans. If it's in your health, have the health plans. You can say, okay, I'm going to spend 1 hour walking every day. I'm going to spend more time with my children, with my family. How would I do that? First of all, okay, that means I need to get a job that gives me more time in my career, or I need to explore now. People work from home. Is it a possibility? So you look at all the possibilities. The important thing is this: open up your mind. Do not feel like it's not possible. It's not something that can be done. So your action plans are important. A quick fix way in terms of your action plans are for you to use this formula: stop, start, make more, spend less. Stop, start, make more, and spend less. So when I say stop, you tell yourself, in this area, what are the things I need to stop doing? What are the things I need to stop doing? So take, for example, I have a goal of, let's say, being a health goal of improving my fitness level. I can say, okay, stop eating out, cook healthier meals. So that's the stop. And I say start. I can say, okay, start eating healthy meals. So I've said stop eating out, eating what do you call it now? Food high in calories. I need to stop that. So I've identified what I need to stop doing. I've identified what I need to start doing. Then there's make more. That's more. What should you do more? Maybe you have started, but you're not doing it enough. More. That's the next concept. And then less. So I'll say, okay, I need to stop. I need to reduce the amount of time I spend out with friends, because when I go out with friends, I'm not able to control what I take in. So that's the formula for your action plans: stop, start, more, and then less. So these are some of the action plans you can engage when you do a life audit. Are we making progress here? Okay, I believe we are, and I believe you have learned something today. So remember, the reason why we're doing this life audit is for you to live a life of higher quality. That's the important thing. So you must be true to yourself, analyze your life, where you are today, in relation to where you want to be tomorrow. That's why we're having this life audit. So state those things clearly. Try the stop, start, more. It's a very direct formula that you can start using now. Stop, start, more, and then less. And then when you follow these patterns, definitely your life will improve. Your performance, even your energy level. Because when you are in that space where you're comfortable, where you're excited about life, your productivity is enhanced. Your performance is enhanced. So here is how to do a life audit. In simple terms, here is how to do a life audit. And I hope you've learned something today, how to do a life audit. This is, in simple terms, how to do a life audit in order to improve the quality of your life. So you can still chat with, you can still send a message on the chat box and tell me if you have learned anything. Let me see your emojis here. Okay. So have you gained something today? All right. And tell me some of the things you'll be stopping. Stop. What are you stopping? What are you doing more of? What are you starting? Okay, someone says I've gained something a lot. So tell me, what are you stopping? What are you starting? What are you doing more of? What are you doing less of? That is what, that's in simple terms. Oh, I like this. I will stop looking down on myself. Tony, you need to do that. Stop looking down on yourself. You have everything it takes to succeed, to improve the quality of your life. Okay, so thank you so much. Please still hang in. I want to share a couple of things with you before we wrap up. We're almost at the end of this webinar. Yeah, I like this. Adena says, I will start believing in myself. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I'll be so, it's very important that you believe in yourself. Yes, have an analysis of your life, of yourself, where you are, your relationships, your career, every area of your life. All right, people. Like I said before, in case you joined us late, my name is Aramide Obah, and I'm a life coach. I'm really committed to helping people live their best lives. I want them to be excited about what they're doing. I want them to live life fully. All right. Yeah, somebody says, believe myself, set small achievable goals. Good. Someone says, I will start healthy digital breaks. I like that. I like that. I like that. Someone says, I will place more value on myself, have digital detoxification. I'm in the process of having a digital detoxification myself. So I'm checking out what sites I don't need, what groups I don't need, so that I can have more time to focus, to major on, I should do major on the minor. So, all right, so you can follow me on social media at Aramide Obah. So just search for me on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram at Aramide Obah. We'll be sharing some links. So I have some products to share with you. Someone says, I wish there's a recorded version. So you can please join these links, check out these links. I'm really looking out for your feedback. Very important for me. That's what you can do for me. Okay. So I do coaching for people. I have the personalized coaching. You can see the registration form. You can see the registration form over there, personalized. If you're interested in personalized coaching, I'm available. And there's a master class that will be coming up. Please keep posting the links. A master class that will be coming up in May on the 19th, from the 19th to the 21st of May. Everyone who has attended this webinar, don't worry, we'll be sending you an email afterwards where you can actually see these links. So you can just, but you can take them down right now. So there's a webinar coming up 19th to 21st of May. Let me know if you would like to be part of it. So this masterclass, it is titled Becoming a Better You. So the link is there. You can click on that link to register. 3 fantastic days of me talking to you and sharing with you on how you can become a better you. Very, very important. And then there's personalized coaching. Maybe all these things I've talked about, you're asking yourself, I wish I could have someone work closely with me on these things. I just want someone who can talk to me. I have some issues. I am here to support you. So there's also the personalized coaching. You can register, the link is there. So I'm available to work with you through this life audit. Let's just get your life on that level where you want it to be, where you're excited about your life. I tell you, you can actually live a more exciting life. Like I said, I am committed to helping people become the best versions of themselves. If you have just 5 years to live, just 10, just even 100, I think you can do better and live it, more excitingly, and live it more to the fullest, enjoying yourself. So the webinar feedback form is there. Then also, I like to share with you my books. So I wrote 3 books as a result of this journey of me finding myself. Okay. So I wrote 3 books. Like I said at the beginning of this webinar, I had to do a life audit. So when I began the life audit, it was in a place of pain. Like I said, I was ill and I was in the hospital, couldn't go to work for weeks, for months, in fact, and I began to audit my life. And I wrote a book titled Finding Purpose in Pain. So I wrote Finding Purpose in Pain when I was in a place of pain. Things where I was ill, really, really ill. I was in a lot of pain. And I was asking, what is the purpose of this pain? I was tired. I wasn't excited about anything that was happening to me at that time. And I began to audit my life. I tell you, I found purpose in my pain, because it forced me to evaluate my life, to do a life audit, just like we're doing now. But I didn't have anyone to work with me. So you are better placed than I was then, because I was hurting. But in the midst of it all, I began to audit my life, and it led me to writing the first book, Finding Purpose in Pain. So it's a book that tells you that you can make lemonade out of the lemons life throws at you. The truth is this: you don't know how strong you are, what you can actually achieve, until you find yourself in that situation. So I also want to encourage someone that no matter what you're going through right now, you can learn from it. Like I said, I'm a member of John Maxwell's team, and there's something John Maxwell says. He says, in life, 2 things happen. Every situation that you go through is either you learn, it's either you win or you learn. It's not about winning or losing. Why? Because we see everything you lose as an opportunity to learn. So it's either you win or you learn, not you lose. You win or you learn. So all the things I learned in that time of waiting are documented in this book, Finding Purpose in Pain. And then after finding purpose in pain, I felt like, oh, I need to do more. I felt like there was more I could achieve, okay? I felt like, oh, I don't think I should stop here. I can actually do more. And it led me to writing the second book, tagged Made for More. Telling myself, I am made for more. It's not about where I am today. And like I said during this webinar, until you have that mentality that you are made for more, nothing happens. Nothing. I tell you, people, nothing will happen. You'll just be in that same state. Nothing will happen. And if you do not place value on yourself, do not expect any other person to place value on you. So you have to place value on yourself. So I placed value on myself by writing this book, Made for More. So this is the personalized coaching. So it consists of 6 sessions. So we'll be looking at any area of your choice. Maybe you need guidance, support in your work career. I'm available for that, or your relationship, perhaps your finance and resources, or health, or spiritual. So the link has been shared. We'll also send it to you. You can join me for this personalized coaching. We agree on a time, 6 sessions, just you and I, and then we'll deal with these issues. And then we have the master class. It's going to be a virtual master class, 19th to 21st of May, 2022. And you'll be getting free e-copies of my book. Yes, for the personalized coaching, you'll be getting my 3 books, like I said, Finding Purpose in Pain, Made for More, and From the 40th Floor. So you can please join, you can please check the link that has been posted and join us for this. So there's a sales ongoing for these 3 ebooks. Finding Purpose in Pain, Made for More. From the 40th Floor is an amazing book. I turned 40 and I was asking myself, what are the things I've learned in this life? It's something you need to read. I know some people have read the books. Maybe you can drop some comments in the chat box and tell us your experience. So you can copy this link to get these 3 books. It's something you can use as a devotional, as a guide every day. 40 days. And I tell you, after these 40 days, you're coming out as an improved, a better, a refined version of yourself. So please grab your copies. Grab your copies. It's on seller. All these products I've shared with you are all on seller. Finding Purpose in Pain. So these 3 books actually they actually show my journey through life and what has gotten me to where I am today. So From the 40th Floor is a must-have. Made for More, it's a must-have. Maybe you're feeling stuck. It's okay to feel stuck, but Made for More will help you feel unstuck. So in Finding Purpose in Pain, it's actually talking about you, despite the limitations, coming out, finding purpose in that pain. I believe strongly that your pain is actually a message. Everything we go through them, not just for ourselves, but so that we can be a voice to the next person. Finding Purpose in Pain is available. Made for More is available. And if you want the hard copies, we can actually ship them to you. And then From the 40th Floor. So people, I want to say thank you for your time. I've had an amazing evening. So we've shared the links, and also there's a feedback form for a survey. There's a feedback form. The link has been shared. I really want to know your thoughts about what we have done this evening. And you can always reach me. My email address is arams12,000@gmail.com. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know if you are auditing your life, the progress you are making. You can reach me on Facebook. So we can do hashtag life audit and then tag my page, Made for More. We're on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. So I look forward to seeing you at any of my webinars, future webinars. And in the chat box, just say something. I hope you've had an amazing time. The personalized coaching is there. You have free copies of my 3 books, not 1, not 2. You get the 3 of them. Becoming a Better You, you get the e-copy of From the 40th Floor. So the links have been shared. So tell me, I hope you had a great time. I hope you had a great time. I hope you had a great time. For me, I had an amazing time. It was great having you here today. So put in your last words. Olaiwola says, awesome session, more grace. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who has stayed in up until this time. Tell me something. Tell me, have you benefited from this meeting tonight? And I hope you're going to really go through the life audit. Tony says it was nice, great time, sure, more strength. Thank you so much, Adeneye. Thank you so much. Pleasant experience. Thank you. More strength. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Thank you very, very much. So please feel the feedback of someone says she's proud of me. Ooh, thank you so much. This is great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. So I hope to see you at the virtual masterclass coming up on the 19th to the 21st of May 2022. Thank you, people. Enjoy. Someone says the few minutes of the session I made is a treasure. I'm so happy to get that feedback. Thank you so much. So this is me, Aramide Obah, saying you are made for more. You can do a lot more. So keep pushing. Someone says, thank you. Looking forward to more of this. Okay, okay, okay. So we'll be having more. Thank you so much. Thank you for an awesome time. I look forward to your future webinars. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you for that feedback. And please share the page with your friends, share future webinars with your friends, share the virtual masterclass. It's going to be on my page on Facebook, on Instagram. Please do well to share them. And I look forward to seeing you again, and again. So all the best. God bless you and have a beautiful evening. Thank you, everyone. The links will be there. Please copy the links. You can open the links now so that you can have easy access to them afterwards. And yes, I couldn't take questions, but you can post your questions to me. You can reach me at around 12,000@gmail.com, and I will be so excited to respond to your questions. So thank you, people. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless you. Bye-bye. Okay, someone says, now I know the importance of a life audit. Yes, a life audit is important. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have made my evening. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm available to work with you. Do connect with me on social media, and I look forward to seeing you some other time. Get the copies of the books if you have not done so. They are available e-copies, Finding Purpose in Pain, Made for More, and From the 40th Floor. So enjoy your evening. It's evening here. I don't know what time it is where you are. So from me, it's God bless you and good night. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.